Those of you that are preparing to go to the university, this guy believed that school is only a trap that was used by the white man to enslave Africans. And today, he's here to tell us why.
Hi, my name is Ihe, the Light of Africa. I strongly know that the Western education in Africa is an instrument or a colonization tool the white man bring to Africa to enslave African youth, to make African youth totally dependent consumers. And today I am here to tell you why.
Bro, how can you say something like this, that Western education is only a tool for enslavement?
Western education in Africa is the introduction of poverty in Africa. Western education in Africa is the introduction of joblessness in Africa. I tell people that before white man came to Africa, there is no one in Africa who is jobless. Every young man have a job. It's either he's a farmer, or he's a palm wine tapper, or he's a blacksmith, or he's an orthopedic surgeon. Whatsoever reason, the young boy is already independent at age 18, 20. He's already planning of how to get married because he have a job, he has a financial work he's doing. Introduction of education in Africa automatically breeded numerous dependent youth in Africa. And why is it so? It's because the education that was available to Africa was not actually designed in a way to solve problem. It was actually designed in a way to actually breed people who will pursue memory and not actually pursuing solutions to people's problem. Because the reason why we study, the reason why we go to school is to solve human problem. The reason why we do all kind of learning. If I'm going to do apprenticeship today, if I'm going to learn trading today, if I'm going to school today, all I'm doing as a human being is how do I improve my environment? How do I look around my environment and improve my environment to solve the problem in my environment? Unfortunately, the education system that was bring to Africa was not meant to have functional knowledge. Functional knowledge is the knowledge that we have direct application to the environment where you are coming from. So why the white people are reading to solve human problem, Africans are reading to get certificates. Unfortunately, certificates don't solve problem in a nation. Certificates expand poverty in a nation, widen dependency, and make the youth irretrievably dependent consumers. So the assignment is keep the youth busy, keep them, give them memory, and while the people are reading, pursuing certificates on that project, the youth are being empowered. They now put incentive there. The incentive is the trap. Because when you want to capture an animal, you have to, if you make a trap, you have to put maybe the few meat or the things that will actually attract the animal to that place. So money was actually put there as the incentive. So those who actually put the interest in that memory education and came out at first class, those people are being paid a little amount of money to encourage others to continue pursuing that memory education that have no physical application. And then when somebody eventually graduates, you now ask the person, young man, you said you study pharmacist. Yes. Can you produce drug? Are you producing? He doesn't have anyone he's producing. All our drugs is being imported from India. And we said we are graduating millions of pharmacists in Africa. You now discover the pharmacists come out and start going to sell drug. This drug is something that somebody who did not even go to university at all went to a Tanzanian market, learned for 6 months and they begin to sell drug. And then somebody went and studied for 5 good years, come out and begin to sell drug. I am reading chemical engineering. I entered chemical engineering, read chemical engineering for 5 good years. I come out, which chemical can you produce? You are helpless. You now went and start mixing paint. The same paint that somebody did not go to school at all. Somebody went and learned how to mix paint. For within 6 months, the person is already mixing paint. But we are graduating numerous numbers of chemical engineering graduates every year. The same way you come to engineering if the white man education system was actually meant to solve human problem, the white man would have been building a car and you will be building a car. The white man would have been building the road. You will be building road by yourself. The white man would have building phone. This phone I have. You would have been building this phone. But the reason why you will know that Western education is useless in Africa is that if there are 10 roads today leading to your village, 10 of them is constructed by Arab or Julius Berger. Because they know the education system they give you have no functional knowledge. The civil engineers you are giving certificates, and the problem that it is better not to know than to know wrongly. The worst form of learning is not even ignorance. It's to know wrongly. Because when you know wrongly, you must have acquired pride. You must have acquired ego that will block the new inflow of knowledge in you. I tell people that the place to find the most stupid people in Africa is in the university. You see the university lecturers, doctors, professors. A professor that have taught for 20-something years in the school. This man is not asking himself. I spent over 20-something years in school. I did my nursery, I did my primary, I did my secondary, I did my university, I did my doctorate degree, I now did my professor. I have taught in this school for 20-something years. And aside the mathematics I am solving in the class, and aside the English and all the things I read out inside the class, which problem can this thing solve? Which problem can this thing solve in the society? If the government stop paying me the normal salary they are paying me, we will discover I am helpless, I am useless, because the knowledge I have is not functional knowledge. It's not knowledge that solves the problem within the environment. Instead, the knowledge this young man have is a knowledge of oratory. And unfortunately, English language don't solve problem. It was designed in a way that they'll come and ask you, here is a chemical engineering student, they will ask me, how many batteries and will you mix to get a power bank? And how many volts will you connect it to? The Yedi will say 8 batteries. Hey, Yedi is a very intelligent person. They will mark it for Yedi. And on the day they are producing that power bank, if Yedi come close, they will kill you. Because when you come to the Western education, you discover the West creates secrecy of knowledge. And the reason why they create secrecy of knowledge is because the assignment is, let the people who are talented are taken away. When you begin to hear about things called patent, an average African man don't know what is patent. Patent is what gives you right of ownership of a particular something. For instance, I manufacture this phone. And though I'm going to go and get patents of this phone to make sure that I am the only person who is producing this patent. Somebody manufactured Pepsi and secured patent over it. So the people who produce these goods, who produce this, the world inventors, they created this value, but they want all the mass of the people to be using this thing without producing it. They want the whole mass of the followers to be using it, because when you come in a society spectrum is made of 3 types of people: the wise, the foolish, and the mass of followers. The wise are calibrated as 10% wise. The foolish are calibrated as 10% intentionally stupid and foolish. And then 80% mass of followers. And the society is going to decide where this 80% mass of followers is going to follow. If they are incentivized in such a way to follow the wise people, the mass of followers will follow the wise. If they are incentivized in such a way to follow the foolish, the mass of followers will follow the foolish. When you come to the West, you discover the West creates secrecy of knowledge. So you see people like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, they are the people that are going to manufacture the value. They are very, very intentionally talented.
Yeah.
They manufacture the phone, the brain chips, they manufacture agriculture, this thing. But they don't want the 80% mass of followers to come and compete with them. They want a system by which the 80% mass of followers will come and be using these goods they manufactured. And so how do they do it? They go and empower the other 10% intentionally foolish, intentionally stupid. Those are the comedians, those are the footballers, those are the musicians you see, Flavor, Whiskey, all of them. And they are going to project them on the media. And why they project them on the media with naked girls, the mass of followers will be following those stupid, foolish people. And why the mass of followers is following those people, then the 10% intentionally wise will create the utilities, secure patent over it for the exploitation of that thing. Education is one of the ways these people create secrecy of knowledge. Because when you hear that the Bible says,
alright, let's stop it here. The video is so long
that you will never eat.
Yeah, you can go to Lucky Udemede. I can go down and finish watching it. So let's hear your opinion, okay? Bye. I love you all, okay?